and all that good stuff. But welcome to the Gezelle Talk Show. I'm your host, Gezelle Nicole. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for midweek wrap up. Now, I usually don't do this, but this is something new that I'm bringing to you guys because, like I said to my YouTubers, my YouTube channel followers, I wanted to just let y'all see what I do behind the scenes and getting everything prepared for a podcast. And to my podcasters, thank y'all for joining me and rocking out with me. This is your girl, Gezelle Nicole. Now, last week we got into so much. We spoke about so much. We hit on the Dahmer movie. And I don't know if I touched on that. The Dahmer movie was by Ryan Murphy. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Not sure. But yes, it was by Ryan Murphy. And so we all should have known that it was going to be very, very good because he really did his thing on there. So we got to shout out Ryan Murphy, most definitely. But yeah, we touched on a lot of good things. I want to do a movie review. I want to do a nice little movie review. I'm getting some texts right now, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But yes, I want to talk about the movies that I've seen. I've seen some very, very, very great movies that was released on Netflix. Shout out to Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry dropped a very, very good gem called The Jazzman's Blues. I went on to my Facebook and I had to post it as soon as I seen it because it was just so interesting. I mean, the movie hit on so many great topics and a lot of stuff that's going on right now today. You know what I'm saying? People faking like there's something they're not. You got people trying to be the best that they can be, but then you got people on the sideline that's right in their circle that's hating, jealous, upset, and want nothing but the worst for them. Never the best. You know, and I've been in that type of situation, sad to say. I've been around that block a time or two with dealing with individuals that you thinking are number one supporters of yours, and you're thinking they have your absolute best interest, and all along they really don't. They really don't. They see the bare minimum. They see the bare minimum for you. They don't see the very best for you. They don't try to push you to try to be your best. I would always try to inspire those. That would be my desire no matter what. For those that do look up to me or see what I do and like my platform, I would like to inspire them to just be as great as they can be and know that all things are, it's reachable. You just have to, and it's obtainable. You just have to work hard for it. But yes, the movie A Jazzman's Blues, was very, very good. It's on Netflix. If y'all haven't checked it out, make sure you check it out. It has a great cast. It has a really, really great cast. And I even seen it had a guy, I think his name was DeAndre Iverson from Tampa. And I was very much so surprised to see that. But yeah, he's from Tampa and he's also in the movie. Big or little part, he's in the movie, and that's what's up. We got to, congratulate those that are doing big things. So shout out and congratulations to him. My bad. And I saw another good one called Lou, and it had what is her name? Julie Smollett. I think that's her name. If I'm not mistaken, let me look it up. I don't want to be the reporter or the person that's dropping jewels and they like, that bitch information is wrong and it's dead ass wrong. I hate being hashtag loud and wrong. Y'all know that's something we don't fuck with around here, being loud and wrong. We don't do that. We do not do that at all. You guys, the t-shirts that I was wearing last at my last show. The t-shirts that I will be wearing, we will have those up. Those will be for free. You will only have to pay for shipping, as well as some mugs, the Gezelle Talk Show mugs. Those will be coming in a week or so. So just get ready for those. We're going to be dropping. But yeah, super, super, super excited about that, because that is that's what's up. But yeah, so the movie is called Lou. It's super good. It's a great movie. It's on Netflix. It has Allison Janney in there, and she's a super great actress. I don't know if y'all know who she is, but if you don't, Google her. She's super good. And her name is Journey Smollett. That's Jesse Smollett's sister. So shout out to Journey Smollett. She's doing her thing in there. She's one of the starring actresses. And it has a gang. What is that noise I hear? It has a gang of other actors that's in it as well. Really, really, really great actors. So you guys really should check it out. I don't want to give you any deep details, but just know it's a mother's love for her child is undeniable, and they will go through hell and high waters if someone fuck with them. And I love that. Shout out to Journey Smollett. You did an incredible job. I give that 5 stars. She did a wonderful job in this movie. Yes, that was super, super good. I really enjoyed just sitting back watching some movies, and I'm really enjoying them and everything. Shout out to Lizzo. She performed down here in Tampa, Florida, my home state and town. This past weekend, she bought her tour down here, and she had Saucy Santana to open up for her. Shout out to Saucy Santana. And they bought out a 200-year-old flute, crystal flute, for Lizzo to play during her set, and she played it twerking, and by God, it was the most beautiful thing you can ever see. But it was absolutely amazing to see her doing her thing. But I was very, very, very very surprised, like blown away to know that there was a 200-year-old crystal flute that actually existed, and it's the Jane Madison crystal flute. And I apologize, it wasn't here in Tampa that she did that. That was in Washington, D.C., but it was the night after her Tampa show. So I apologize. Let me get that in order. Let's give a little update on this. My girl, Wendy Williams, she's been going through a lot, and prayers for the whole Wendy Williams team, staff, family, and all those that's rooting for her, her fans and everything. And I'm just hoping she just make a full recovery and 100% come back stronger than ever, because I know that it's capable. I know that she can do it. She can't come from the bottom and worked her way all the way up to the top. They took Wendy Williams' job for an absolute joke. They took that for a joke, and they did not take her serious. But yet she stayed persistent and she stayed consistent. And I remember her being at red carpets and everything, stopping different artists, trying to get interviews with them. A lot of artists didn't really want to interview with Wendy Williams because she was really messy, and she would, point out the negative. But more so not so much to say the negative, but things that people would talk about in the comfort of their homes about, celebrities, she would say it to their face. So I wouldn't even say, like, she stepped up and was doing something very, very bold. And a lot of people didn't really respect her for it, and they didn't like that. So they had their reservations, and that's why you can see a lot of early 90s, mid 90s, and late 90s hip hop artists. You see, they were rarely on her show, very, very rarely on her show. But her ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, he gives an emotional update on Wendy Williams' current health status, saying she's getting the help that she needs. And I know she definitely needs some help because she's been through some things, and she's been really, really broken down. And when you're broken down, like, it takes a lot to build it back up, especially when the person that have broken you is no longer in the picture. But it looks like he's stepping up as a friend, at least, because, you know, when you're with somebody for so long, you want to think at least we done built the friendship that if our relationship as a couple don't work, we can at least be cordial and be friends. And plus, they're parent. Both of them have parents. Have a kid together. So they're parents. They have to co-parent. In mid-September, Wendy Williams was admitted to a wellness facility to focus on recovering from her ongoing health troubles. The unfortunate news came as a blow to fans who were under the impression that the famous daytime talk show host was finally back on her feet after a tough year of hurdles in 2021. Wendy Williams stepped away from her enormous daytime talk show series after developing health complications from her battle with Graves' disease and lymphedema, and plus everything else that was taking place. Like, we're not going to sugarcoat it. Plus a lot of the other stuff that was taking place with, you know, her husband and the divorce and the cheating and that was a lot. You know, that takes a toll on you, you know, and you've been with a person for a very, very, very long time. But that's very much so a lot. Excuse me for a second, y'all. Let me just pause this for one minute and close the door. I'm sorry about that, guys. Like I said, you know, I have a 2-year-old and she's back there showing out, but I do apologize for that. But yeah, so our prayers are out to Wendy Williams and hoping and praying for a full recovery from her, and she can come back 100% just as strong and better than ever. Because she was an inspiration. She is an inspiration. She's an icon in this culture, you know, in this pop culture, especially when it comes down to hip hop. Like I said, with early, mid, and late 90s. The 90s, she dominated. Wendy Williams was that girl, even though people didn't want to do interviews with her, but they know that was the round. You had to make those rounds, and that was a round that you had to make, and you had to sit, you know, on the Wendy Williams Experience, or you was going to run into her. You was going to run into her, whether you wanted to run into her willingly or unwillingly. You were going to run into her, whether your record company set you up to go for an interview or whether you wanted to go whoop that bitch ass because she done said some shit about you and your family or some shit about what you're doing. Because Wendy Williams was not scared to speak on it. When people were just rumoring, saying, oh, Diddy is gay, Puff Daddy during that time, Puff Daddy, he's gay, and blah, blah, this, and blah, blah, that, and all this crazy shit they busy saying about Puff Daddy's being gay. But nobody would say it to Puff Daddy's face. But Wendy Williams didn't have a problem with coming in there, speaking on it on her show. And when she did interview him, she asked him about it. But I take that back because I think he didn't show up for the interview. Like he said, he wasn't going to interview her. And I want to say that was the reason that cost her her first job, her first gig that she did. I want to say it cost her that job or whichever one it was, but it was a lot of going down. Just very much so crazy. I usually don't like to report, and I'm not going to even speak on that. As we know, Rihanna is set to perform at the Super Bowl. That's very, very big. Our hats off and congratulations to Rihanna. You know she's going to turn that bitch out. Congratulations. Yes, gosh. So she is doing her thing. So, she is definitely, I know she's going to turn it out. Rihanna is a recent billionaire thanks to her company Fenty, which is a makeup line as well as a lingerie line. Yeah, she's really doing her thing. So, shout out to Rihanna, and I can't wait for the performance. I can't wait for the Super Bowl performance this year. See what she's going to bring, because last year with Mary J. Blige and Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, Eminem, all of them, they came through and they shit it hard. They did their thing. Kendrick Lamar, yeah, everybody really came through. Excuse me, and did what they had to do. Excuse me. Oh, God bless me. But anyhow, so Ari Fletcher, who you all know, the new Paris Hilton, the new it girl, the new socialite, but you guys call them social, influencers. Ari Fletcher confirmed she and Moneybagg Yo had a miscarriage. Oh my gosh. Prayers to them. Moneybagg Yo and Ari Fletcher were expecting a child together, but unfortunately the couple experienced a miscarriage. On Monday, September 26th, Ari touched on all hot topics surrounding her former relationship with the CMG rapper during a new episode of her YouTube series, Dinner with the Don. During the latest installment of her show, Ari revealed that she did, in fact, break up with Moneybagg Yo in regards to the baby bump photo Bag posted recently. She confirmed that it was her in the photo. However, the couple lost a child due to a miscarriage. Stress can do that. Stress can do that to you. And you have to be absolutely comfortable in these, stress-free and comfortable in these relationships, because stress can really, really, really push you over the edge. Look at me trying to get this wrong. But it really can. It can push you over the edge, and it can stress you out to the point of sickness or miscarrying if you're pregnant. All type of stuff. It can fuck up your cycle. Just stress is a hell of a thing. It's a deadly thing. So you have to be careful with that. In addition to the baby bump rumor, she also gave her thoughts on another rumor that plagued her recently. Fans were nearly convinced that Ari had moved on to another major rapper, Meek Mill, after they took reportedly they took photos in the same hotel. Meek didn't take long to deny all reports that he was in the same room as Ari. Weeks after the rumors about her, Meek and Portuguese soccer player Renato Sanchez swirled the business. A woman finally put the rumors to rest. She said, "I do not know that man," she said of Sanchez. She also denied ever dating Meek. But however, you have to be careful, because I remember just a few months ago, Ari was purchasing 28 or 29 acres of land for Moneybagg. He purchased her a Lamborghini truck? Doing these big things like this as if you're married. And then once you break up, it's just like, okay, what happened to these things? Now, rumor has it that once he left, he stopped payments on the Lamborghini and they came and repossessed it. I can believe it, because the day that was reported and that broke news, a day before it, Ari had put up a post and she was saying like, oh, I'm ready for a new truck. I'm tired of this car. I want me something new. And it's just like with the Lamborghini truck, what else could you want? What could you upgrade to? You know? So that was really, really like made you scratch your head. So when it broke, I was just like, oh, okay, this is why she said that. So she was trying to get in front of the story before it actually broke, you know. But, you know, hats off to it. I wish her the absolute best. Her and Moneybagg, I hope they be able to work through all differences and be able to come back full circle and, you know, can really make it work. Maybe they can get married and actually be a power couple. The new J and B or something. Who knows? Who knows where it may go, but we're looking forward to it. We're definitely checking for it. That's definitely a must. We're checking for it to see what was going on. Mm-hmm. Currently, we're under a hurricane, so we locked down and stuff, you guys. Yeah, so prayers to us down here in Florida. We got the hurricane coming through, and she's sweeping. Yeah, she's sweeping, doing her thing. Mm-hmm. Just crazy. So Willow blames her dad. This is privileged kids. This type of shit blows me. These privileged ass kids. Say Willow blames Dad Will Smith for destroying her, forcing her into doing songs when she wasn't even out of elementary school. You see what I'm saying? Privileged, ungrateful ass bitch. I'm sorry, Will and Jada. I love y'all down. I really do. And I respect y'all. I really do. But what I'm about to say, y'all gonna have to excuse me for. Because that goddamn Willow, that bitch, I don't like her. It's somebody, and I might meet her, might love her. But that bitch right now, I don't like her. She's always a problem. I've never really heard Jaden speak down about Will and Jada too much as I've heard Willow. It's like every chance you can get, you trying to fault and blame them for something. Like, girl, no. The American singer-songwriter and actor Willow Smith is the daughter of Will and Jada Pinkett Smith. The singer has won numerous awards despite just being 21 years old. However, the singer apparently had to deal with a lot of criticism from her parents very early in her life. According to the Whip My Hair singer, her father's ambitions robbed her of her childhood. The Bad Boys for Life actor forced his daughter to perform songs in elementary school. Willow and Jaden Smith are often talked about when nepotism kids in Hollywood are referred to. The two are often called Nepo babies. On the internet as Nepo babies on the internet as well. Will and Jada Smith's children had a very early start in the industry and became celebrities at a young age. The couple had paved the path for their kids early in their lives. Jaden and Willow Smith gained fame even though they did not have to put in enough effort to reaching where they are. Did you hear that? Willow Smith gained fame even though, run that back, Jaden and Willow Smith gained fame even though they did not have to put in enough effort to reaching where they are. Ugh, ungrateful bitches. The couple has been frequently criticized on the internet for being business managers to their kids rather than being parents. We don't know what they're like at home. That's the part that blows me. How we know how she parent her child or how he parents his child when they home. Out in public, I ain't got to be feeding you ice cream, popsicles, and saying goo goo gaga when we out here doing business shit. You're right. I'm their manager at this time. Once we get home, I'm your parent. Now let's handle this shit. But I think it's real sad for Willow to be. I think it's sad for anybody to be granted that much privilege and don't appreciate it or use it to the best of their ability where they can further their career, better their self, as well as their parents' legacy, keep it going. You know, it's what do they call it? What is the wealth? I can't think of the word right now, but yeah, it's like generational wealth. That's what it is. Excuse me. School's now in session. Generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? It's like this is what they're teaching you because this is what they did to get them on. And they know this is what works. They know this what works. So for you to do this and then turn around and try to say things like, oh, they were bad parents because they didn't take us to the park and da-da-da. No, they took y'all to the bank where y'all was able to deposit $1 million and live these lavish lifestyles that you live right now. When you don't have to get up and go answer to anybody. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to get up and go work these 9 to 5s and all this and shovel shit to make sure that you can survive or that your kids can eat like these people of poverty do. That's these privileged ass kids. And that shit is getting very old and is getting tired. It really is old and tired. And I just don't understand it. Not with somebody as thorough as Will and Jada. I don't get it. But anyhow, when she was just 9 years old in 2010, Willow Smith released her debut single, Whip My Hair. She reportedly didn't want to perform the song, but was coerced into it by her father. The singer thought she was too young to be a celebrity. She did not want to deal with the pressure and struggle while still being in elementary school. I definitely had to forgive you and Daddy for the whole whip my hair thing, Willow Smith said, referring to her parents. She claimed that although she was aware of her desire to become a singer, she wished to take her time. Baby, time is no man's friend. You better know that. Time ain't nobody's friend, but we'll just leave that right there where it's at. But I wish her nothing but the best in all that she does. But that child there, just like the other one, like they just so spoiled. They just spoiled. And I'm sick of it. I'm tired of seeing it. I really am. I'm tired of seeing it. So, I'm going to get into this, y'all. I was scrolling. Excuse me. I was on the internet yesterday and I'm just scrolling. I'm doing my thug thizzle, my thing. I'm minding my motherfucking business, keeping it G like I always do. Y'all know how we come through, okay? This interview went from very, very professional to now it's getting very, very ghetto. It's getting very ghetto. But anyhow, I was doing my thug thizzle, minding my business and everything. So I was just strolling through and just so happened to come across on Twitter, Cardi B, putting up some posts and stuff. I've been seeing a lot of, little tension here and there from her and Nicki, like when the whole, P&B Rock got killed. They had a difference of opinions about why he had got murdered, which is fine. And now that Nicki have come out with this Freaky Girl remix, and she's put a lot of the up and coming girls and the girls that caught wind, and people, they know who they are, but they still searching for that boom. You know what I'm saying? They popping on the internet, they got a good following and all that stuff. She was strategic about it, and smart, and that's what's up. But however, I noticed throughout this time that when she released it, that the girl Akbar V from Atlanta, she called herself the Queen of Atlanta. She had I spoke about her too on the about the remix, because she did her thing, and she made her presence very much so known. I was very proud to hear what she did on there, and I thought, whoa, okay, she's turned over a new leaf. But then I go on social media and I see how much she's posting now that popped off, which is smart. That's fine. That's marketing. But when you start doing things like taking little cheap shots and jabs at other female artists and stuff, I feel like that's a problem, and that's where the line needs to be drawn. So she was saying whatever she was saying, and it triggered Cardi. So then Cardi respond. Now, as far as for Cardi B, you're to the level now where a queen should never get off her throne and never get out of her chariot to throw tomatoes with peasants. That should never happen. You should never get off of your throne, okay? Or out of your chariot to throw tomatoes with peasants. And I feel like that's what she did, because I never would have even mentioned Akbar to even refer to anything after her. And even if she didn't actually mention, she mentioned situations that we know was referring to Akbar. And it just gave her the light that she wanted, that she needed. That's all she wanted. She wanted that light. Like, that's it. And you gave it to her on a silver platter when you never should have addressed her. Then, to put the icing on the cake, then Offset turns around and you address her. And it's just like, what are y'all going through that y'all feel like y'all need to address this girl about anything? Let her have those feelings. She can stand on that. That's fine. That's fine. You can have that, because your opinion of me does not concern me, and it doesn't matter to me. And of course she's doing this because she's on this new Nicki track. So she's, her face, her whole head is up Nicki ass. And I don't think that shit cool. And personally, I think she slid her verse on Nicki's Freaky Girl, but I definitely, as a person, I don't like who she is. I don't like how she is at all. Yes, she have her kids now. Round of applause, congratulations, but you really don't get no pat on the back for that. But round of applause, she have them now. But why didn't you have them before? And one thing I noticed was like, she tried to like blame Cardi for like saying, oh, bitch, you got your kids, but you rich because you had your kids when you had money. I didn't have that. I didn't have that pleasure. I didn't have that opportunity. You did have the same opportunity because you all have the same 24 hours. You chose to lay on your back rather than focus on your career. Okay? And you made those kids, and then you chose to dish them off to whoever was raising them until now. That's not cute, because we are seeing you in and out of relationships and stuff when we should have seen you more in and present in your children's lives. That shit was sad. But I just wanted to address it because, like I said, Cardi, you should have never even addressed her. I feel like that was just so sad. That was low to sit there. And I feel like you should have, I'm sure it scraped your knees, because that was a very long fall and hard fall to sit there and address this girl. She doesn't even have a record deal. I don't think too many people are even checking for her. But So the story reads, Cardi B finally had enough of Akbar's sneak dissing and subtweets. The Bronx rapper unleashed her rage on the Atlanta native in a heated argument that erupted on Twitter. On Monday, September 26th, the underlying beef between Cardi B and Akbar V came to a head during a tense exchange between both female rappers. Before the drama unfolded, Cardi celebrated the release of her collaboration with Glorilla and other accolades on her Twitter timeline. Shortly afterward, Akbar fired shots on her timeline without naming names. Eventually, Akbar's tweets caught Cardi B's attention, which prompted her to reach out to the Love and Hip Hop ATL star directly. As Akbar said, Cardi tried to call her as well as text her a couple times. Now, Cardi, you just beat a case, okay? You just beat a case for whooping two hoes' ass in the club. Don't lower yourself. Like, don't do it. You got to think smarter. You can't be in that same mind space as you were before you had this platform. You have a platform now. So now you have to think different. You have to move different. Other than that, the platform is not going to grow. It's not going to go anywhere. No one wants to see a bitch just keep backsliding. Look at Cookie Tookie. Bitch, we got tired of seeing that shit. No one want to see a bitch just keep going backwards. Like, bitch, bye. The door is fucking closed. No one has time for that. No, ma'am. Let's see here. So, yeah, a lot of stuff been going on. Really ridiculous things I really don't want to speak on. So I'm trying to just see like what I really want to touch on, say so. But I don't know. Shout out to Lil Wayne. He just celebrated his 40th birthday. Shout out to him. That's really, really fucking big. Yes, that's really big because, he lost his life a couple times, and they resuscitated him. So shout out to him still being here at 40. And that, that's big. Keep it up. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. Hopefully it's the right decisions and the right moves. And, hey, you could still be around for another 40 years. That's what's up. But anyhow, I don't see how people are still, they say a man robs victims over a dating app. With all the shit that's going on and with this Jeffrey Dahmer and all that, how y'all still going out there trying to meet random people? How and why y'all trying to go out there and meet random people? I wouldn't be with, no ma'am. No, thank you. I thank you, but no, thank you. No, ma'am, no ham, no motherfucking turkey. You won't get me. You will not get me, boogie man. And that's so real. But, y'all, I was watching this episode. I just wanted to touch on this before we wrap everything up. I was watching this episode of True Crime Investigation, and they had this young lady on there with two teen boys. And they was around the same age. I want to say they was like 14 and 16 or something like that. She had raised them together and everything and done her thing. She was a white girl, and she was one of those white girls that thought they was black or acting, they was in the culture and they repped the culture. So she used to wear the colorful hair, the braids, all that different type of stuff there. The game banging boyfriends and in and out, all of that. So her boys had grown up. Well, they was 16 or whatever, 14 and 16 and stuff. And they started hanging out with her ex-boyfriend. They go and do a job, who was a drug dealer, a gangster, criminal, all this stuff here. They go and do a job with him. And the job, during the job, someone gets killed. Fingerprints are found. They know that it's who it is. They get the boys. They give a statement. So now they're going to testify. So tell me why the police, they weren't watching the boys. They hadn't had them under protective custody or any of this. Okay. And they just got them home. The man who y'all know was crazy. Y'all know he was a gangster. He was about that life. And he came and he killed the boys. Now, mind you, he's the mother of those boys' boyfriend. So she's going like she don't know what's going on, blah, 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 all along. She really do know what's going on. She knew her boys was hanging out with him. She knew, and I was so upset about it when I watched it, because my remorse and sympathy went out for those boys, those teen boys. They were innocent children and had no clue. They were just doing what they thought was right, what was cool, what would make them look popular, whatever it may be. I was so upset when watching it. I was so upset, and especially with her, because it was her fault. Because you have to be careful about the people that you bring around your children. When you have children, you don't have the freedom to just bring anyone in your home or invite anyone over to spend the night. You don't have that freedom when you have kids, because you have to think of the well-being of those children. Those children cannot protect themselves. You, as a parent, that's your job, is to protect them and provide them with that comfort. And she failed them. She failed those kids. Yep, she failed them boys. And it was so sad. And he had no care, absolutely no care at all for what he had done. And it's just, I just wanted to wrap it up with that. Just pay attention to the people that you bring around your kids. Pay attention to the company that you keep, people that you have at your home. That's why I'm very selective, and I'm usually always by myself and just trying to find a new endeavor to indulge myself in. Because people, baby, they'll cross you. You got to be very, very careful about the company that you keep. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Gezelle Talk Show. And this is just the midweek wrap up, just giving y'all a wrap up of what's going on. As I told you, we're going through a hurricane right now. If I turn the cameras out there and show y'all, it is raining cats and dogs. It's debris and shit flying, but God got us. God got us covered. We are good, and we don't have anything to worry about. And I trust and believe that in the name of Jesus. Amen. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys Friday, my podcasters. I'll see you guys Friday. Everybody that view us live on my live channel. If you haven't followed us, make sure you follow us on Instagram, the Gezelle Talk Show Podcast, on Facebook, the Gezelle Talk Show. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Gezelle Talk Show. And make sure you follow us on Twitter at the Gezelle Talk. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your time. You're the absolute best. I cannot wait till everything picks up and do what it's supposed to do. And we start doing our little tours from city to city and all that good stuff there. Remember, t-shirts and mugs, free t-shirt and mugs will be up on the website, which will be in the bio coming soon. Just give me a minute. I'm going to get it all popping for you guys. Okay. I love you guys, and may you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. And I'll see you guys on Friday. Talk to you on Friday. Peace, love. Bye-bye.